Hi Aries, here is a general look at your solar chart for May, reported to you from a camper van on a campsite in Spain. So we're all nice and cozy in here. And I first of all want to talk about Uranus actually, because I'm at the moment having to get my ducks in a row for the monthly stars in a very unpredictable situation. I really do hope that it arrives on time. Anyway, so you have Uranus in your sign, and Uranus is about unpredictability. It arrived in 2011 and it will transit out in 2018. It's also about other things as well. And it's about reversal. It's about turning your life around. It's about really shaking things up. And on a grander scale, of course, as you may know if you've been following the astrologers online, it is Uranus and Pluto, the other planet, in this dynamic duo, behind the shaking up and the changing of just unsettlement and instability in money markets and education and just health, just about everything really, religions across the world. So yes, these planetary vibrations really do pack quite a punch, and no degree of Aries will remain unturned. And that means every Arian or Aries rising person, and also the other cardinal signs, Libra, Cancer and Capricorn. I'll mention this when I do the video for their month of May. Will feel it, but not as up close and personal as you Arians. And of course you Arians do tend to be the trendsetters. You are the entrepreneurs of the zodiac, and you will undergo transformational change in your life during this transit. So that's between 2011 and 2018. Every Arian will feel what it means to have to accept that some aspects of your life or your patterning or your expectations or your health, maybe your place on the map, is never going to be the same again. Now, Uranus, or neither Uranus or any other planet is there to hurt us. It's just our reaction to it that tends to hurt us. So clinging on to the status quo or the traditional way or the kind of conventional perspective is probably going to cause a bit of ouch with Uranus in your sign. Being more flexible and open to the whatever is, and not going too crazy and too over the top, of course, but trying to balance it, is going to mean that you go through this transition of transformational change, perhaps more joyfully, and might even enjoy the ride, depending on where you're at. So if Uranus is on the degree of your sun, which it will be if you were born 9th to 13th of April, it'll be right on there at the moment. Well, a degree either side, but that's pretty much locked right on there. Or with 20 to 24 degrees rising over May, then you will be feeling this shake-up energy coming to you in whatever way it is most appropriate for you in your unique life and your unique journey on this planet. So it could be coming at you through various areas of your chart. But we would need to know your natal chart energies in order to be able to tell you how it might be working, or indeed you can get your own chart set up for free from an online service, and then you can see where Uranus is and which house it's in. It will be in one of 12 houses, and then just look that up. Okay, so if you're interested, do that. Uranus is going to, from observing things over many years, I've noticed that Uranus doesn't usually, I'm going to say never have I seen that Uranus will break off old branches and the winds of change that it brings that really, really had a lot of lifeblood coursing through them. And when we look back years later, as I've had the opportunity to do, I've realized that that thing that Uranus ripped away then really did have to go then, even though I disagreed at the time. So things will be broken down, and others may be puzzled because you're changing. You're not the same. You're doing things differently. You've got a different attitude. You're feeling restless, and if you are feeling that restlessness, of course, don't, as I said before, go over the top, but you must allow that restlessness and get into new things, because it's better that you choose what new things you would like to do rather than leaving it to the universe on a default setting. Old obligations will now seem to become limiting. Things that you tolerated before now you find to be intolerable. And this is a time for experimentation, exploration, and personal freedom. More personal freedom. A rebellious attitude will overtake you at times, and this will help you to put your own evolution first, if your habit has been to put other people's before you, really, ahead of yourself. Now, the Sun is the ruler of our physical hearts and our backbone, our spine, and Uranus is the ruler of the parasympathetic nervous system. When Uranus is close by degree to the Sun, cycles can get out of sync, rhythms in the body can get out of sync, and it is advisable to just monitor that. Get a checkup, perhaps for some, for others who got more of your finger on the pulse. Just improving diet and fitness, perhaps having a detox at this stage, because you do have Jupiter in your house of health, helping you to really grow and discover new things about what your health is about, what you really should be doing for your health, and or somebody else's health as well. So it would be good to eat more fruit. All of us should be eating more fruit, and having a bit of a clean out, especially those of us that live in the northern hemisphere, because we're coming into spring now. Those of us that live in the southern hemisphere, then we're still in autumn, it's still warm, it's still got good produce around, so that's also a good time. In fact, ideally having a detox every spring and every autumn, really, to see you through the winter. And fruit is where it's at, friends. F-R-U-I-T. And the best quality you can find, but if you can't find best quality, then just eat fruit. Now, the Sun is the root. So when these two get together, yeah, you take your health more seriously, and fitness, of course, and take enough space for rest and relaxation and meditation and things like that, like things where you can get out of your mind, because Uranus is quite a mental planet and can make us jittery and can disturb our sleep even sometimes as well, depending on where you're at and what you're doing. But this is this is the time for Uranus to come to unlock the unique expression of yourself from that vital core that is within you, and some of the old programming you have been indoctrinated with will fall away, revealing a truer reflection of yourself, because Uranus is really there to free you up. And as I said, depending on where it is, so if it's in your area of career, this will be like, oh my God, what's happening, it's all going, it's all going to worms, sort of thing. But panic ye not, because the universe is one step ahead and has it in hand. It's us that sort of running around like headless chickens saying the sky is going to fall in, but actually every cloud has a silver lining. And I suppose that sounds a bit kind of cliched, which it is, I admit it, but I mean that even though Uranus can speed things up and be quite shocking with the change it brings, the changes that it brings, that the processing, even though it might be uncomfortable at the time, is getting us somewhere better. That's all I can tell you. Now, other news, the sort of more ordinary stuff this month is quite materialistic, actually, for much of the month. because we have the Sun, Mercury and Venus all in the area of material security, finances, incomings, outgoings, but also resources, you know, anything from your shack to your mansion, and to other kinds of possessions as well. And conversations tend to have more of a practical slant, revolving around material matters, basic resources, and you may be looking into how to get yourself organized there, how to manage things better. You may be teaming up with someone, actually with Venus there as well until the 24th. Then you might not do too badly, actually, and you and a friend or you and an associate of some kind can do quite well in the sort of material world. Maybe get yourself a bargain, who knows. But also this is a great time to resource the right sorts of stuff that you need. Now, from the 24th, Venus moves into a very sociable, chatty sector, more online maybe, more mixing and mingling with others, meeting and greeting, more sharing of opinions, learning more, picking up little nuggets of information, and more paperwork maybe for some of you. And also on the 21st, the Sun moves into, so the Sun moves into this sector and then Venus moves in there, so it's quite friendly. It's could boost, you know, your love life a little bit as well, and you hearing the sorts of things that you enjoy. And if it had anything to do with vehicles or information technology, I mean sort of like equipment for the equipment that I'm using here, you could find the right sort of person to help you out with that. But also you could find the right sort of person to explain things to you if certain things are unclear. Now, Mars, your ruling planet for nearly the whole month, is in a very outgoing, expansive area. So reach out into new things. You know, if you're doing something regular and mundane, then find a new way to do it, maybe, or sign up for something new, or just, yeah, just it's very expansive, this area. Travel is well starred. And it's time to launch into new things, initiate, and the only thing about this is if you have to throw the gauntlet down to someone or challenge someone, or, you know, do that Aryan kind of thing where you really do have to be confrontational, then I maybe don't like that, but I've done it, and I will do it if it really kind of gets me in here, you know. But the thing is, Mars retrograde, and when Mars retrograde, if we launch I don't know, a challenge or confrontation anyway, it's likely to kind of run on and on and on, because it hasn't got the absolute drive it needs to kind of, the fire it needs, the temperature of the fire it needs to burn all the way through, you see, if you understand what I'm trying to say. But anyway, at key points during this transit, you in some way should be reaching out for new horizons and planning. Planning would be a good thing to be doing with Mars going retrograde in this transit, or putting the pieces of the puzzle together, and in order to do that, reaching out towards the expert, the teacher, but also somebody coming to you because you are the expert or the teacher in their eyes. You know, one man's ceiling is another man's floor. Now then, Mars then moves out of that sector into a sector to do with clearing the decks for new beginnings, and it is more introspective as well, and that's more on that next month. Now, Jupiter will be in your area of health and work. I've mentioned it till September, so you're learning and expanding and growing through health matters, your own or somebody else's, also employment matters, also your general routines, your everyday routines, health and work routines every day. Employers or colleagues will tend to be more appreciative of your abilities, your contributions. This is a great time to go on a training course and to get new skills, you know, with that nice little piece of paper, that certificate there that you can wave under somebody's nose. And you Arians born the 1st to the 4th of April, or with 12 to 15 degrees rising, are going to feel the energy of that this month. And then Saturn is in Sagittarius in a very positive angle to your sun sign, meaning you've got to work hard, you've got to put your nose to the grindstone, but you're in a cycle of education, of learning, formally or informally. You are on quite a roller coaster for a learning curve now. And it is also, this area here, about belief systems. And maybe scrutinizing those, you know, maybe the things that you've been indoctrinated with all your life up until now, right from when you were young, and really kind of, how does that stand up now, you know? And of course, looking around at others, and you may feel more responsibility because of anything to do with higher education. There's more pressure on you, or belief systems, there's more pressure on you. It might be somebody else's. Communications in general, travel, legal matters as well. But it is, as I said before, in a good angle to your sun sign, so all other things considered, you're likely to come out of this pretty all right, whatever it is. Arians born the 1st to the 5th of April with 12 to 16 degrees rising, you're going to feel that energy the most. And then Pluto, I haven't mentioned much, but I will be mentioning a bit about Pluto when I do the video for Capricorn, because that will apply to you in a slightly more indirect way, because you're another cardinal sign, the same as Capricorn. And you Arians born the 4th to the 7th of April, or with 16 to 18 degrees rising, you're going to feel that energy the most this month. And that's all for now. If you know your rising sign or your moon sign, listen to those. And also, this stuff's written up on my website. You can check it out. And I wish you well, and I'll see you the next time.